Somewhere in a parking lot right now, sitting between a rusted pickup and a soccer mom crossover, there's a machine that costs more than most people's first house. Nobody's looking at it twice. That's the strange part of the used SUV market almost nobody talks about. The badge gets all the attention, the engineering underneath gets ignored completely, and once that badge stops being fashionable, the price falls off a cliff, even though nothing about the machine actually changed. These 5 SUVs were never supposed to be cheap. Some of them were engineered with the same bones as vehicles that still sell for 6 figures today. Some were stress-tested for hundreds of thousands of miles before they ever reached a showroom floor. All of them wore price tags that would make most buyers wince. Today you can find every single one of them for a fraction of that number. That's not a coincidence, and it's not a red flag either. It's a gap between what the market thinks something is worth and what the engineering underneath actually earned. A small number of buyers already understand this. They're not chasing badges. They're chasing platforms, drivetrains, and build quality that outlasted the depreciation curve that buried them. By the end of this list, you'll know exactly which of these 5 are the smartest used luxury buys on the market right now, and which one earns the top spot as the most overbuilt bargain of them all. Because here's the part worth remembering before we start. The badge is what got expensive. The engineering is what stayed valuable. And right now, the used market hasn't caught up to that yet. Let's get into it. Number 5, the Mercedes-Benz GL450. In GL550, stickered near $80,000 when new. Most people see this one and think family hauler. What they're actually looking at is a 3-row machine built with the same structural philosophy Mercedes used on its flagship sedans. Some outlets even called it the S-Class of SUVs. And once you sit in one, that comparison stops sounding like marketing. Here's the myth worth busting right away. People assume a big German luxury SUV this old must be falling apart by now. The data tells a more specific story. RepairPal rates the GL450 low for reliability, with average annual repair costs sitting around $1,300 a year. That number isn't about fragility, it's about German parts pricing. When something needs fixing, it costs German money, not economy car money. Clean examples now sell anywhere from the high single digits into the low 20s, depending on mileage and history. If you're shopping one, check 3 things before you commit. First, cold start the air suspension and watch it rise evenly. A saggy corner in the morning is an early warning sign, not a coincidence. Second, keep an eye on engine mounts and timing components on the V8. These run hot under load. Third, and this one matters more than the other 2 combined, only buy a GL with a real maintenance file. A documented GL is a joy to own. An undocumented one is a financial landmine wearing leather seats. This is the pick for a family that wants genuine flagship comfort and won't panic over an occasional repair bill. If a single surprise expense would wreck your month, this isn't your truck yet, but stick around, because the list gets more forgiving from here. Number 4, the Infiniti QX56 and QX80, originally priced from the mid-$50,000 up towards $70,000 loaded. This is where the Japanese engineering starts pulling ahead of expectations. The QX56 shares its platform with the Nissan Patrol, a vehicle built for regions where breaking down isn't an inconvenience, it's a genuine emergency. Body-on-frame construction, a real V8, and towing capacity north of 9,000 pounds, all wrapped in a cabin quiet enough to forget you're in a truck. The common assumption is that a full-size luxury SUV this old must be a maintenance nightmare by now. The truth is more specific than that. Earlier V8 models, built before 2013, have a documented timing chain tensioner issue. A rattle on cold start that tends to show up somewhere between 75,000 and 150,000 miles. Nissan addressed this on later trucks, and it shows in the numbers, with newer QX80 models rated well above 8 out of 10 for reliability by IC cars. Early trucks can be found in the single digits to low teens, thousands, while later QX80s run into the 20s and 30s depending on year and mileage, and that gap is exactly where the smart buying happens. Before you buy, cold start it and listen for that chain rattle. It's the single biggest tell on early trucks. Ask how the previous owner treated the fuel level, because habitually running these low on gas is known to wear out the in-tank fuel pump. If it has rear air suspension, cycle it and confirm even leveling. And check that the transmission fluid has actually been serviced. These trucks are heavy, and that fluid works for a living. If you want maximum size and V8 muscle for minimum money, and you don't mind feeding it, this is one of the strongest values on the entire used market. Quick question before we move to number 3, drop it in the comments. Would you rather own the German luxury with the bigger repair bills, or the Japanese tank that just keeps running? I'm curious which side of this list you land on. Number 3, the Volkswagen Touareg VMAF 10TDI, priced north of $90,000 in its top trim when new. This is the one people underestimate the hardest because the badge on the hood doesn't match the engineering underneath it. The first generation Touareg was co-developed on the same platform as the Porsche Cayenne, sharing a center differential, transfer case, and low-range gearing. Porsche kept the name and the price tag. Volkswagen kept the engineering and lost the reputation. The V10 turbo diesel option was the real headline, a torque monster capable of towing well over 7,000 pounds, famous for a demonstration where one pulled a loaded Boeing 747 down a runway. That's not an exaggeration for effect. That event actually happened and is well documented. Here's the myth to address directly. Yes, this platform has a reputation problem, and the data backs some of it up. Consumer Reports has flagged this generation, along with its Cayenne and Q7 relatives, for below-average reliability. The complexity that makes it capable also makes it expensive when something goes wrong, especially the air suspension and the V10 itself if it fails. That's exactly why this sits at number 3 instead of higher. It's not a set-it-and-forget-it purchase. If you want the experience with less risk, the simpler V8 and V6 versions are slower but meaningfully cheaper to maintain. If you're going for the V8 or the diesel specifically, budget for a specialist mechanic and insist on full service records. No history means no deal. And always cycle the air suspension through every height setting, listening for the compressor straining, since a failing compressor is a known weak point on this platform. This is the pick for a hands-on buyer who wants genuine Porsche-level capability for a few $1,000s and who isn't afraid of the occasional wrench. If you need something that simply works with zero drama, keep this in mind but keep watching, because reliability climbs sharply from here. Number 2, the Lexus GX470 and GX460, ranging from roughly $45,000 to over $55,000 new, depending on trim and year. Now we're in territory where you stop needing an escape plan. The GX is built on the same platform as the international Land Cruiser Prado, a vehicle most Americans never had the chance to buy directly. Full-time four-wheel drive, a locking center differential, low-range gearing, this is genuine Land Cruiser DNA wearing a Lexus badge. The first generation GX470 runs the same 4.7-liter V8 family Toyota used in the Land Cruiser 100, the Tundra, and the Sequoia, an engine with a well-earned reputation for running past 300,000 miles with basic care. The second generation GX460 swapped in a more modern V8 and kept the same durability profile. Here's what surprises most people. This is one of the few vehicles on this list where the myth and the data actually agree. It's genuinely close to bulletproof. The only real quirks are maintenance items rather than design flaws. Clean GX470s can be found from roughly $5,000 to $12,000, while GX460s typically run higher, generally between $15,000 and $25,000 depending on mileage. Before buying one, confirm the timing belt has been replaced on schedule, since the GX470 uses a belt rather than a chain, and neglecting it is expensive. On 2010 GX460 models specifically, confirm the stability control software recall was performed since Toyota resolved it years ago. Cycle any air suspension or height control components to check for even leveling, and test the four-wheel drive system in a slow, tight circle, listening for any binding or clunking. This is the pick for someone who wants genuine off-road capability and Land Cruiser-level durability without paying Land Cruiser prices. The trade-off is interior space, since the third row is tighter than the exterior size suggests. Before we get to number 1, tell me in the comments which of these 5 you'd actually daily drive. I have a feeling this next one is going to change a few answers. Number 1, the Lexus LX570, stickered north of $93,000 when new. If there's a single vehicle on this list built to outlast everything else here, it's this one. Mechanically, the LX570 is a Land Cruiser 200 series wearing a tuxedo, same ladder frame, same full-time four-wheel drive, same locking center differential, same crawl control. This is a platform trusted in some of the most demanding environments on Earth, dressed up with quad-zone climate control and a premium sound system. Under the hood sits a naturally aspirated V8 with no turbochargers to fail, an engine family shared with the Tundra, the Sequoia, and the Land Cruiser 200. Toyota reportedly subjected this engine to roughly 800,000 miles of durability testing before release, with block castings X-ray scanned for hidden flaws. That level of engineering scrutiny is not something most manufacturers apply to a luxury SUV. The myth here would be that a vehicle this complex and this luxurious can't also be reliable. The data says otherwise. Engines from this family reaching 300,000 to 400,000 miles isn't rare. It's closer to the norm. Solid examples from the earlier years now sell for roughly $15,000 to $22,000, with even newer trucks available for a fraction of their original sticker price. That means a genuinely million-mile capable engine, wrapped in six-figure luxury for the price of a base model crossover. Before buying, check for oil weeping around the valve covers, a known minor issue after thermal cycling that's cheap to catch early and expensive to ignore. Confirm a clean record of on-time oil changes, since quality fuel and oil push these engines well past 200,000 miles without drama. Cycle the hydraulic height control system through every setting and watch for warning lights. And if you can find one owned by someone who babied it and kept every service record, that truck is about as close to a brand new Land Cruiser as you'll ever buy for a fraction of the price. This is the pick for anyone who wants the single most durable luxury SUV ever mass-produced and plans to keep it for the next 15 years. The only real downside is fuel economy, since city mileage sits in the low teens. So here's where that leaves us. The Mercedes GL, flagship comfort for a used sedan price if you keep the paperwork clean. The Infiniti QX, a 9,000-pound towing tank hiding in plain sight. The Volkswagen Touareg, Porsche-level engineering for pocket change if you're willing to take the risk. The Lexus GX, genuine Land Cruiser durability without the Land Cruiser price tag. And the LX570, a $93,000 X-ray tested million-mile engine for the price of a stripped-down commuter. The badge is what got expensive. The engineering is what stayed valuable. And the used market still hasn't caught up. Let us know in the comments which one you'd actually buy tomorrow. And if this saved you from chasing the wrong badge, that's exactly why we make these.